I once killed a man with a sponge. It was a red hot sponge and it was right in the eye. I'm going to kill you in the same exact way, except I'm going to insert the sponge right up your anus, and I'm going to take a blowtorch straight to your anus, and I'm going to stick the sponge right up your anus, and then I'm going to soak the sponge in poison ivy and rattlesnake venom. And then I'm going to shove the sponge straight up your ass after I take the blowtorch to your ass, but I am going to heat up the sponge to the red hot temperatures, hotter than the sun, millions of degrees, and I'm going to shove it straight up your ass until it goes into your stomach and eats away at your insides, and it soaks up all your stomach acid. And at this point, the red hot spongeness, it will evaporate the acid quite quickly. So it should be a nice and painless death, unless, of course, in which you survive, and good would be much too strong a word, but it will make you good and crazy. Then, of course, I'm going to take whatever pocket change is left in my pocket. I imagine it's about 62 cents. And that will be 2 quarters, 1 dime, and 2 pennies. But, of course, I might have a nickel in there, which, of course, it would be 67 cents. But we're not counting on this nickel. I'm going to heat up the nickels with a blowtorch, and I'm going to shove them properly in your anus right after this red hot sponge. And that's as if it did not kill you, in case it made you good and crazy. And then I'm going to ask you if you have change for the dollar. Of course, I know you do not have change for the dollar, unless you have about 38 cents more. And because I'm willing to loan you the extra change. And of course, but you will not have the 32 cents extra, so in which case, when a scientific study is done, when people are angered and they have much irritation in their rectum, or their anus, especially when you take a blowtorch to it and shove a hot sponge up there. And people have a tendency to get a nerve when you ask them if they have change for the dollar, especially if they are exactly 38 cents short, which would make them good and crazy. Good and crazy. Good and crazy. But wait, I have one final experiment I want to try on you. But I'm going to inject you with this serum. This serum will make you invisible. It will make you impermeable to all bullets, all man-made machinery of any kind that is directly intended on harming the physical form. Because you will not be seen, therefore you will not have an aiming pleasure sight in your sight. But it will make you good and crazy. Imagine the women's locker rooms you can sneak into, sir. Yes, of course, you will be blind, you will be deaf, but you will be able to know you are invisible. You will not have any senses. You will just be in purgatory. You will be walking around a ghost among men. You will bump into people with your naked body, and they will say, "Is there somebody there? Is there somebody there? Is there somebody there? I must be good and crazy." And I'm sure you're wondering why, who, what, and where could a man come up with such ideas? I would not be able to do what I could do if I was not in fact on myself on an experiment of my own. You see, I have injected myself with a serum that I have tried to concoct by reading the Spider-Man comic books by Marvel. Yes, I tried to reconstruct the Green Goblin serum myself, and in turn it made me superhuman as far as my critical thinking skills and deduction have gone. But I'm good and crazy. Good and crazy.